Hey, good day folks. Al Puglisi Trains over at Howard Zane's. Last weekend on the channel, I was privileged enough to visit George Celios's open house, Franklin and South Manchester Railroad. And if you tune in on the channel, you'll see my video footage of the visit to that layout. It's one of the finest layouts in the world. It's absolutely spectacular. And I did two videos. I did part one and I did a part two of the Fine Scale Miniatures kits on George Celios's layout. In case you don't know, George Celios is the founder of Fine Scale Miniatures. He started the company back in the 70s and recently retired from it, and he would make a limited production kit every year. On his layout, there are a number of his kits. However, there are a lot of kits for some reason. Maybe some of them were sold, some of them were damaged, some of them were lost, or happenstance. There's quite a few kits that George made over the years that are not currently on the Franklin and South Manchester Railroad. So let me show you a few of those kits. It just so happens Howard has some, and so do I. So let me show you some Fine Scale Miniatures kits that you're not going to see on the video, not on the Fine Scale Miniatures layout. Folks, it's awfully hard to pick your favorite Fine Scale Miniatures kit. He made so many kits that were just absolutely spectacular. But if I had to pick one personal favorite, it would probably be the Tannery. This is the Tannery, and I did not see it on George's layout during my last visit. This is a spectacular structure that came with the main structure in the center, this double water tank shed with office, this facility to the left, and the kit also built up with the ramp and a facility to the right here. It did not include the water tank, but that was a nice addition that Howard did on the layout. So this is the Tannery from Fine Scale Miniatures. All right, folks, another kit that I didn't see on the Franklin South Manchester Railroad, which is a famous kit, is the Gerald E. Willikers complex. This is Gerald E. Willikers. I'm not sure whether it came out in the mid-'80s or in the '90s. It was one of the bigger kits that George released. An absolute fabulous structure. Good size structure. Obviously, his structures did not come with the vehicles, but they come with just an unbelievable array of incredible super detail castings, and G. Willikers is no exception. Some folks call this Gerald E. Willikers. G. Willikers, absolutely fantastic kit. Okay, this kit is part of George Celios's Swack Hammers kit. Now, this is not the entire complex. Part of the complex is not on this. It was removed to make room for the structure. If you go to my channel and you look at my Fine Scale Miniatures short videos, you will see a short video on Swack Hammers. I did not see that on the Franklin and South Manchester layout, although it might be added at an additional time. Now, on the Franklin and South Manchester Railroad, George had, this is Duffy's Coal. George, I believe, had the front section of Duffy's Coal on the layout, and I believe he took this addition, this lumber yard, and added it instead of long ways. I believe George put it directly behind the main structure here. So although technically this might be on George's layout, this is the way that the kit looked when it was bought. Now, the kit obviously didn't have the Philco battery sign to it, but it's just a beautiful kit nevertheless. This kit's the Canadian National Coal Tower on George's layout. He has a much, much larger coal tower, but this was a kit that came out in the mid-'80s or early '80s, I believe. It was called the Canadian National Coal Tower. and I did not see this on George's layout during my visit. Well, folks, there's some other kits I didn't see on the Franklin South Manchester either. There's a kit that George did called Jacob's Fuel, and there's maybe a few others that I can't think of off the top of my head that he did in the past that might not be on the railroad. He made so many fabulous kits, and if you're interested in more information on the kits, you can check out my channel. I have about 19 of those kits on my layout, and there's another kit that I did a short on, now that I think of it, called the Coal Dock, which is kit 155. It was a long coal dock, which was really impressive. I did not see that on the Franklin and South Manchester Railroad, but again, you can see it on my channel. I have a group of videos, shorts on fine-scale miniature structures, and you can also do a Google search of images and find pictures of virtually every kit he's done in the past. Now, if you're interested in obtaining some of these kits, from time to time I have quite a few of these kits for sale. You can contact me at alpug1@verizon.net, and I can get you a price. If you're looking for a particular kit, please feel free to contact me. And you can also find these kits on eBay as well. But if there's anything in particular you're looking for, please don't hesitate to contact me. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching.